curious what you do when you get to the start line at a scent work trial. Do you just kind of roll on through what I like to call a rolling start? Do you stop and hold your dog and make sure that they've got forward focus before you let them go? Do you have a little bit of a routine beyond that? I'm going to advocate for a start line routine. I'm going to go ahead and say up front that, every team, every dog is different. So this is just what I do. That's what I found works for me. The other thing I'm also going to throw up front is our start line routine has morphed a little bit over time because we don't quite need the same things at the start line that we needed when we first started out. So this idea of a start line routine is, what is the thing that you're going to do at the start line to prepare you and yourself, and so your dog knows, all right, we're playing the game, we're playing the scent work game. And that start line routine was really important for me when I first started, because I practiced in my backyard for a good couple years. And then I remember when we went out and did a couple of sniff and goes before we did our first competition, my dog didn't quite know what to do. He wasn't aware we were playing that game. Now, he did catch on, but every time we changed to a new location, he didn't quite understand what the deal was. At this point, he gets it. He gets whenever we show up. I think he knows what a trial looks like. But back then, it was really important. It was my way of telling him, all right, this game that you love, we're going to go play that right now. So my start line routine would be go to the start line. I'd kind of kneel down next to my dog. I'd make sure that he was looking forward into the search area and focused. And then I would say, ready, go to work. And that was his cue that we're going to be playing this game. And then I would say, find it, when it's time for him to actually go do the thing. Quite by accident, one time, I noticed that he was sniffing as I was kneeling down next to him, waiting for him to get forward focus. And I saw his nose twitching, and I saw him looking back and forth. And after I gave him his search cue, he beelined straight for the hide. And that's when I realized that at the start line, you can get some important information if you give your dog the chance to collect that information. So for me, a rolling start kind of robs your dog the chance of that. But again, if that's what works for your team, that's cool, because there are some dogs that I've seen where people will have a routine where they'll kneel down next to their dog, or they'll stand next to their dog, and their dog's ready to go. Their dog knows what's up. So in that case, I think that kind of kills the dog's momentum, possibly, my opinion. So you kind of got to know your situation. But the most powerful thing of the start line routine for us now is this ability to show up at a search area and give him a chance, especially containers and buried, to kind of survey the area. And sometimes he's going to get the information he needs at the start line to start making decisions right away. And I also find that our team we tend to get thresholds. Now, I don't have a dog that bolts into the search area, so that is helpful. But I think that extra time at the start line ends up helping him pick off those thresholds a little bit too. And sometimes I think it builds a little bit more drive. My dog isn't super drivey, so I think that can kind of help as well. So that's why I would advocate for a start line routine for your team.